we done got another new sponsor today.
How'd he do that?
What?
How'd he do that?
How did who do that?
I mean, like, I'm just saying, who is it?
Okay, great question. It's MileIQ.com. That's MileIQ.com.
What's this one all about, Bloomsy?
Well, if you're self-employed, you can basically deduct the miles that you drive. A lot of people are listening to this in the car, so odds are you guys are driving. Maybe you're driving for work. Did you know that if you submit the miles you drive for work, you can save money? That's an expense.
Wow. Not only just save money, but save money by not giving it to Uncle Sam.
Thank you.
Stick it to the man.
But how do you log all these miles? Well, MileIQ...
In my brain, motherfucker.
No, well, that's really... that's what I'm
Pen
calling
and paper, bitch.
It's very archaic, very difficult, hard to store.
It's easy to keep track of. I just shuffle a receipt into my pocket, and when it's time to do my taxes,
Let me
empty.
tell you a good alternative.
Good luck beating my current system.
It's an app. It's called MileIQ, and it's the gold standard in mileage tracking. MileIQ is the only mileage tracker that detects, logs, and calculates your drives for you automatically. You just have to keep your phone on, and it does the rest.
Sounds pretty good.
It's easy to use, and it keeps all your drives in a securely stored cloud, and if you drive for work and you're not counting every single mile, then you're burning money. So try it. It has a 5-star rating in Google Play and the iTunes app stores. Lots of people are using it, counting hundreds of thousands of miles, and you're saving money at the end of the year.
That's correct.
Because it's an expense, so it's money that you don't have to pay in taxes. So if this seems like something that you need, and it just might be perfect for you, try MileIQ for free today.
What?
And all you have to do is text Jake and Amir. You know our names, Jake, space, and space,
The word
Amir.
and or is it an ampersand?
The words. Word,
okay.
So Jake space A-N-D space Amir.
All right.
To 89800. And they'll text you the link to download the app. That's how they track that we're actually giving them a return on their investment. So MileIQ, it does all the work for you to log and capture your mileage. It exports all the data at the end of the year in an IRS-compliant file so that it's super easy, very organized, very simple, very sleek. It looks cool. Check them out at the very least at MileIQ.com if you're on the fence. But if you want to try the app, you just text Jake and Amir, our names, to 89800. That's Jake and Amir to 89800. Stop wasting money.
Unless you like paying taxes.
Yeah, if you like paying taxes, then maybe MileIQ isn't for you. If you like burning money, then please go ahead.
That's illegal, by the way.
Okay, I wouldn't
to
do
burn
that.
U.S.
Yeah.
currency.
Okay.
Not very patriotic.
MileIQ. Jake and Amir to 89800. Let's get started. This episode was quite a thrill ride, a roller coaster. Things ended up dipping into reality and then back into a fantasy land that we call, well, you'll figure it out.
I've got a problem in my life. A sticky situation, moral quandary, dilemma, dire straits, or strife. But if I can't decide on what to do, I type on up an email and address it to If I Were You. They'll make my path a bit less hazy. My vision was blurry, but now it is clear. My world topsy-turvy, but now there's no fear. All hope is restored, all thanks to Jake and Amir. My car was in park, but now it's in gear. I was far from the mark, but they brought me here. The planet is saved, thanks to Jake and Amir. It's Jake and Amir.
Love that pop punk voice.
And
That's all.
Do you like me?
Oh, we're talking about something
You're talking,
else.
you're constantly talking about something else.
And you constantly want us to be talking about you.
Or like whether it's you talking about me or I'm talking about
Also,
me.
I complimented something and you got mad at me.
Every compliment to something else
Doesn't detract from you.
It's right. It detracts from me.
No,
That's
it does
exactly
not.
right.
If I told somebody else that they had a nice shirt, you think that means you have
I have a bad
shirt?
shirt.
Small.
If you're not saying nice
By the
things
way, you
to
do
me-
have a bad shirt.
It's stained, it's yellow, it's thin.
It says, fuck you, you fucking fuck.
The worst the shirt can be is thin.
Disagree. I think a thin shirt's pretty nice.
What if it's like so thin, like you can like start to see the skin? You know, where it's like
if it's like
so
sheer,
thin.
that's not necessarily.
But not sheer all the way around. Like it's thinning.
Oh yeah,
Like it has sheer spots.
oh, but that's kind of nice. That to me, that connotes a very, very comfortable shirt. I think a thick shirt is like a really thick Hanes beefy tee.
Yeah, like a like a Gildan. That even if you wash,
That says in sort of blurry letters, if you're reading this, you're standing too close.
yeah. And then at the bottom is just my social security number, and it's cut off high. It's a bare midriff, thick Hanes beefy tee.
Wow.
With a swear word. You would say that would be the worst shirt.
That's probably the worst a shirt could be.
Russ Wolf is the guy who sang that song. You can find him on YouTube under Russ Wolf with an E, or on Facebook under Russ Wolf Music. So, yeah.
Okay, I will.
You think so?
I think I'll look him up on Facebook later today.
Yeah.
I think I'll remember to do that.
Russ Wolf.
Russ Wolf.
Yeah.
No, I actually might.
Because you've said it twice.
Yeah, Russ Wolf. Russ Wolf.
If you repeat it,
It will come.
Yeah, it gets ingrained more.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a new home.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
This
I know you guys are sick and fed up of hearing it because literally every 4 episodes we're in a new home.
we move.
Yeah. We often are. We're transient.
Yes, we move a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Every couple weeks we'll move.
We are a nomadic crew.
Not in a convenient way.
No, in an inconvenient way.
like
of
it sort of
course.
sucks to move so much.
We have no roots.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a plant starting to grow, and then like the roots grow, and then you rip it up.
and
put
every
it in a
time,
new
every time you
place.
acquire something, all you're thinking about is which bag will it go in
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Does it fit in a bag?
Yeah. Oh,
But no more.
no longer.
We are doing a normal thing, which is staying in a place for 1 calendar year, 12 months,
We signed a lease.
52 weeks.
It is not Raven's Nest.
Of course it is not Raven's Nest, nor do you think... I don't think you should bring up Raven's Nest.
Yes, it is.
If we can't, we shouldn't, and we aren't.
I don't have to speak of her because I am always thinking of her.
Exactly.
She is in my heart, mind, and in my blood. I am not in her, but she is in me.
Raven Nest is a contact lens upon which we all see the world. It is all filtered through Raven's Nest.
Because Raven's Nest is the world.
Absolutely.
It is more than the world. It is the 7th wonder of the world. It is the universe.
It is also the 1st and 6th wonder of the world. It is the wonder. That is the world. It is the film by which we see the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you see is Raven's Nest.
You've never seen Raven's Nest. You can't picture Raven's Nest because you can't picture Utopia because it's not real. It is only real to I and to thee who have seen her but cannot speak of her, and that is our own private hell because we will never be able to accurately describe her beauty to anyone.
And if you close your eyes, guess what? You are staring directly into Raven's Nest.
Because that pure blackness that is your soul reflected off of her soul, which is crystalline and clear and perfect, and you are nothing. We have a nice little Spanish casita.
What we have is Raven Nest took a dump one day, and we scurried along, put it into a plastic bag, and moved into it.
There's no pool here, but it is nice. It's pleasant.
It's fine.
It is a good home.
It is fine. It is a home. Luckily, we have a room dedicated to podcasting.
Yeah.
So look at this. I'm sitting on a couch. I'm not holding the microphone because we bought mic stands.
Very cool.
We're inching closer towards adulthood.
Yeah.
But what is this? What are you listening to? It's an advice podcast. It's called If I Were You, and it's the only advice podcast on the internet, hosted by me.
And me.
I'm Amir.
I'm Josh.
Josh R. We'll get emails from people to ifIWereYouShow@gmail.com, and they're basically confused. A lot of these people are scared. Some of them are alone. Many of them are coy. They're coyed by the fact that they don't know what to do. They are seeking guidance. Who do they come to? Of course, the 2 smartest people they know.
Me. And
Clark Kent.
wow.
He is busy saving the world, so I fill in for that. So we are going to be reading real emails right now from real people. Let's give them fake names just to preserve their anonymity. I don't want their shit getting out. Do you have a name for this first person who, let's say he's talking about drugs and weed?
Oh, Rosie.
Rosie writes, "Hey guys, I got caught in an awkward situation last night, and I was wondering if you could help me out. Last night, I was texting back and forth with my best friend of 5 years when she casually mentioned to me that she likes to smoke weed. Now, something you should know about me is that I'm really anti-drug. I'm one of those few people that was brainwashed in the 5th grade by DARE program, and I haven't shaken my opinion since. It's to the point where I have extreme disrespect towards people who do drugs, even if they're otherwise great people. So even though I'm 100% in the wrong, and literally all my friends think my stance on this is crazy, I can't help but feel nothing but disgust towards my friend. I haven't spoken to my friend since that fateful text. So how do I casually drop the hint that I'm disgusted by her weed habit without making her mad? I feel like she should know how I feel since, we're best friends. Thanks. Love, Rosie."
He's some sort of weed bigot.
Yeah, he's a wigget.
I think this is I think at this point it's kind of safe to say that if you are like extremely anti-weed, you're going to come out on the wrong side of history.
Oh, wow.
There are states like
official.
legalizing it one by one. It's going to end up being like there's an issue and there's people on either side of it. Sure,
Yeah.
I personally think it's fine.
You think society is trending towards acceptance for weed?
Yes, I do.
Which seems like it's already, it's happening. It's like you said, it's already illegal. But even if something is legal, he can say that he doesn't like it.
Right, that's true.
Like driving 180 miles per hour.
That's not legal.
Okay, bad example.
Sure.
Hurting someone, like murder.
Of course, illegal.
I'm racking my
like
brain.
Murder, you said?
What's a legal thing?
Smoking
shoplifting.
cigarettes.
Okay.
Shoplifting? No.
Or cigarettes. Right, exactly right. Shoplifting.
Well, one of them's legal, one of them's not.
And it's impossible to say which one's which. Yeah, cigarettes is a good example. Legal, but you can be against it.
You can be disgusted by it.
Yeah. So this guy happens to be disgusted by marijuana. But he seems to know that he's wrong. He's very self-aware in the fact that he's like, oh yeah, I know that I'm 100% in the wrong, and all my friends think my stance on this is crazy.
He also
but I'm
goes as far as to say that he was brainwashed.
Yeah, he knows.
So he has sort of an abhorrent view of anti-drug people.
How can you be brainwashed and know that you've been brainwashed? Doesn't that mean you haven't been brainwashed?
Yeah, so he hasn't been fully brainwashed.
Yeah. It's a light soak.
Yeah.
He's been brain rinsed.
I'm high right now.
Are you?
Yes.
We've never done a podcast high.
Yeah.
Some requests have come in.
I don't know if we'd be... Well, I guess... Yeah, we could try it.
It will definitely be different.
I would be more self-conscious if I were stoned.
Right.
I would probably be I would be more quiet.
Right. Or and then trying to act normal, but then you're starting to think, am I just acting normal?
Right.
Is it coming across as normal? What we should do is do one without telling anyone we're high.
Oh, and then when we promote it or something.
Yeah. Be like, did you guys realize that this one was a little weird?
And then we could record the ad afterwards and we'll say, this is a fun one. Things got real. We got high.
Yeah. And the sponsor will appreciate that. So what should this guy do? I feel like his question is flawed. How do I casually drop a hint that I'm disgusted by her weed habit without making her mad?
Yeah.
She should be mad at you.
For being disgusted by her.
Although maybe she shouldn't. If this girl, like you said with cigarettes, this girl smokes cigarettes and he's saying, how do I drop a hint that I'm disgusted without making her mad?
But you wouldn't, even if somebody smoked cigarettes, a friend of yours smoked cigarettes, you would tell them that you didn't care for it. But to say I'm disgusted by it is a little rude.
Much.
It's a little too much. So I think the thing to do is maybe just do nothing. Or
why don't you voice your displeasure, but don't try to let it alter
I'd say something like, I don't agree with it, but that's your choice.
Yeah.
If you really want her to know, which it doesn't really matter because... What do you what's the hope that he wants to make her uncomfortable with it, or and probably thus in doing so, B, make her change and not smoke weed anymore.
But that's according to him, that would be 100% in the wrong. So he's basically asking if he can take this girl into the wrong with him.
Right.
You shouldn't. If you think you're wrong, don't try to prove people wrong, because you are wrong.
You can't double wrong.
Yeah, that's not a right.
Two wrongs don't make a... That is a saying that I just came up with.
Whoa, let's hear it.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
So what does that mean?
It's like, just because you're doing something wrong, if you get me to do something wrong too, like it doesn't... It's not like it's not making a right thing.
Oh, okay.
That's sort of like a way to look at it.
Can I tell you a phrase that I just came up with?
Sure.
A bird in the hand is worth two inside of let's say a bush.
A shrub?
A bush.
A bird in the hand.
If I have a bird in my hand, that's worth two birds inside of a bush.
Why is that?
Because I can say, let's say this bird is worth $100. And the birds in the bush are what, 50 each?
I don't know.
Ish, would you say? That sounds about right.
I feel like you're asking me to agree to a lot.
Let's say
for this
I have
to make sense.
I have a bird in hand.
Yeah,
$100.
I just feel like
a bird
you set
bush,
it up in a strange way.
An average bush bird is 50.
Why do I have? You're like telling me that, but I don't know if that's true.
So a bird in the hand is worth two, and so two. One.
I feel like you're
50
forcing.
50
you're
is
forcing a lot of information in to make the saying make sense.
I don't think so. What do you think about this phrase? Time flies, but only so when you're having having fun.
Having a good time or fun.
So what?
Time flies when you're having fun. And what does that mean?
That means like, okay, I'm having a great time, but I keep looking at my clock.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like I can't read.
Like
there's
your
a
watch
little
is
hand is
broken.
on the 2, the big hand's on the 5.
You know, another way it could make sense is if you're saying like, you know, you don't look at the watch when you're having fun, and time seems to go a little quicker because...
Well, so time goes quicker when you're having a good time?
Yeah, no, that's not right.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, time's the same, always.
Right, time is a constant.
Yeah, but it's like yours is like you're having a broken, silly watch day.
Although now that I think about it, I think that the speed of light is constant and time is very like relative. And that's sort of a theory that I came up with. I think I can sort of quantify it in this equation. So energy, E.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do the math in my head.
Equals would equal something.
Yeah, mass, the weight of an object.
M.
And then the speed of light
is what?
Which is a constant, C.
Oh.
C. But not just E equals MC. It would be like C times C. E equals MC squared.
That's amazing. You just came up with that?
Well, I'm just like trying to think out
loud. Are you
loud.
riffing?
Yeah, I'm doing yeah, I think that works because I'm just I'm trying to figure it out.
I just farted it out my fucking face just now, but yeah, equals MC squared.
So don't tell your friend not to smoke pot anymore. I used to be like this. My friends started to smoke pot at the end of high school, and I never did. And I was like, oh shit, this is bad. Like I'm in a bad mood when my friends are smoking pot because like they're starting to become druggies, and like I'm on the outside looking in, and they're having this shared experience that I'm not a part of because I don't want to smoke. Right. So like all my friends are becoming cool without me.
And you sort of resent them. You're like, oh, you guys are being like, this is gross. This is disgusting.
Yeah.
You guys shouldn't be doing this.
Or I would just be in a bad mood and they would ask me what's wrong. And I'd be like, I don't understand why we're getting high now. That's like like to me, it was the equivalent of if all my friends now started doing heroin.
Oh,
and I'd be like, what are you guys doing? Like you're throwing your life away. This isn't fun. I'm not going to do it.
That makes sense. Cause like that is like these steps that you take. And I think when your friends start drinking when you're younger, you're like, oh, I don't know, like this is bad, you guys. That's like kind of right. But then eventually everyone like gets a little older, they start drinking. I think the same thing happens with weed. Yeah. And then it like maybe is happening with like Molly or cocaine. Yeah. And like those drugs are like, that's like pretty much on the cusp. Like maybe we should not be doing that, right? Yeah. And then for sure, heroin, crack, like there is a point where the person saying like, guys, this is too much is right. But I think it's not at weed.
But how do you know? Like, how do you know what's the point where it's actually like? Where do cool people also say no to that?
Yeah, I had the exact same experience with drugs when I was growing up.
Right.
Like, hey, this is not cool.
The next hardest drug is always seemingly the hardest drug.
Right.
Like 0 to weed is the same as weed to whatever. I don't know. What's a one above weed?
Cocaine.
Is it? There's nothing in between weed and cocaine. That seems like a big
mushrooms.
Step. Oh. Well, the mushrooms are pretty intense, too.
Yeah.
What about Adderall? That's like a pill.
Yeah, that's true. I think, well, maybe the difference is with cocaine and Adderall, you can. This is another example of when I don't entirely know what I'm talking about, but this is like me working through it, right? Mm-hmm. You can get addicted to cocaine and Adderall like pretty easily. I don't think there's like as much to say that you can get addicted to mushrooms and weed, though people do have it. Aren't there like studies that say that you don't really get addicted? You don't have like the same type of reliance as you do on weed as you do with like alcohol,
Right? Like there's no chemical addiction. You can't be chemically addicted. Though I feel like you can find a study that says everything. What we should really do is consult an expert, or at the very least, a Google search, where I can only assume an expert has written an article.
Right, but you can find articles on everything.
Of
Experts
course.
have a million different opinions. They get paid by Pfizer. They get paid by the government.
Multi-trillion-dollar pharmaceutical funded this study. Follow the thread all the way to the top, and
follow the money, people.
And you
pull at the thread at the dollar bill.
It's a tug of war, and you look up, and what's the thread going straight into?
Uncle Sam's ass.
I was going to say Obama's ear.
Oh, very nice. I think you don't have to like tell your friend that you're disgusted by her. She probably feels your judgment more than you realize.
Yeah, especially because you already told her.
And you haven't texted her since.
So, how about lightening up?
Yeah, man.
You're going to get a little bit more chill on the matter.
It's really weird when we talk about on this podcast about like people being cooler with drugs.
Yeah.
It seems like pretty bad advice.
Right. But we're giving more realistic advice than like quote unquote good official advice.
Yeah, that's true. Like you don't have to smoke weed, but as long as she's doing it as responsibly as you can do a drug.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really your place to be like, you're disgusting.
Right. I mean, you can always tell her mommy or whatever. All right.
That's what you do with all your friends, right?
I got them all in prison.
You narked them. You called cops. You set up a sting operation. You wore a wire.
For no reason. It was a thick black wire underneath my thin shirt. They saw it right away.
So sheer.
All right. Let's answer another query.
Nice.
Oh, this one's a little different. This guy's asking a question about what he should do now that he just graduated from college.
Okay.
Do you have a name for him?
Micah.
Micah writes, I just graduated from college, and me and a buddy are looking to get out of the same state we've lived in all our lives, in the mid-Atlantic area. What are some great cities for young people to move to within a recent grad budget? Y'all do a lot of traveling, so maybe you can lend some perspective. Second question, I have some money I'm looking to invest. I'm thinking about putting some in the Berkshire Class B shares, but if you guys have any other suggestions about some stock picks, I'd love to hear something new. I really enjoy the show. Thanks. Love, Micah.
Huh.
So this guy wants to know where to live and how to invest his money wisely.
I love how much he's trusting us.
Yeah.
And we've got advice for this guy.
Right. At the very least, we're more of an expert in the where to live situation. But I think we can offer
Both of us have money in the market.
We are playing the field. Obviously, you do need... We'll get... Do you want to answer that question first or the city?
Let's do cities first.
Okay, because that's fun.
Yes.
We love romanticizing cities.
Oh, dude, every single city we visit, I want to move to.
You want to live there.
Yeah. Let's go back and forth.
Okay.
I think we're going to have very similar favorite cities
Sure.
in America.
Okay.
Okay.
What would you say is your number one? Or one of your number one options. A guy's like, I got no responsibility, no family, just me and my friend going to move to a city.
Where should I? Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas, great example. Weather is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I put a premium on weather.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't give a shit. This guy's from the mid-Atlantic area. I assume that's probably one of the worst weathers you can be in. It's really, really hot in the summer, freezing cold in the winter. Austin, very temperate, mild.
Hot in the summer.
But not like humid hot.
Right.
It's affordable.
Yeah?
it's cheaper there than in most big cities.
Cool.
We go to Austin, we're saving money.
Austin is very hip, very cool.
And the people there are great.
Yeah.
Austin might be on like the decline, like it used to be cool 10 years ago.
Right. Now too many people are knowing about Austin.
Right. Maybe the secret's out on Austin.
Yeah, it's like now you got to go to St. Paul or something. But I don't actually know about that.
We don't know what the other cool. What another cool city is Portland.
Portland's really cool. I love Portland.
Yeah, weather's also, it's a little iffy. It's wet.
Yeah.
If you don't mind the rain, we highly recommend it.
Right.
Same
Portland's
type of
beautiful.
people. Very affordable.
Pacific
still.
Northwest. Seattle also.
Yeah.
I dig Seattle.
Seattle's nice. You're in the Pacific Northwest still. A little rainier than Portland, a little
For
more
sure.
expensive, but a bigger city.
Definitely.
If you love that city vibe.
If you like the city vibe.
Now, what about Los Angeles, the city that we live in?
Fuck it. No.
Okay.
Don't bother.
All right. Orlando, Florida.
Very nice. Also, I maybe put New York above L.A.
New York City. Oh, yeah, because these people just graduated.
Right. I know it's hard to imagine New York on a budget, but it exists. You could live in Brooklyn or Queens and do fine.
Yeah.
It's not prohibitively expensive. Poor
Yeah.
people live in New York all over the place.
Yeah, my theory on New York, having lived there and LA, is that New York is great if you're really, really broke or really, really rich.
Yeah.
Because if you're broke, you just live in a shitty hole in the wall and eat like $2 slices of pizza.
But you get to go to all those fun bars and clubs, and it's just like
Everyone is poor with you.
Yeah,
it's hard to have money in New York because it's so expensive.
That's true.
And it's also more fun when you're younger. Like, I wouldn't recommend 30-somethings moving to New York for the first time. It's a little more difficult.
Yeah.
It's
that's
physically taxing. Mm-hmm. New York City, great example. If you're looking for some budget options, Austin, Portland. Any other ones come to mind?
Those are my top ones. Yeah. Is there anything that comes to your mind? The Midwest has some cool cities,
cool college towns.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking cold there in the winter.
Right, exactly.
It hurts my bones.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, we had a lot of fun in Ann Arbor and Madison and to a lesser or a bigger city extent Chicago.
Right.
But we were never there throughout an entire winter.
Yeah, I looked up real estate in Seattle, Portland, and Austin.
Right.
I legit wanted to move there.
The problem is we're tied to this industry. We can't live there.
There was a time when we could have lived in Portland. It's past now. But remember, I tried to convince you to live in Austin.
Right. For a couple months.
Yeah, we almost did it.
Seems like that's feasible.
I think we could do. Well, now it's pretty dumb because we have a year-long lease.
We just bought this house. All right, second question. He has some money he's looking to invest, and he has it in Berkshire Class B shares. You recently started putting your money in the stock market.
Yes.
So what have you learned in the last 6 months?
Well, I always like to qualify everything I say with the fact that I'm pretty dumb.
Right.
But I did get advice to buy what I like, so I just diversified.
That's a good tip that you'll find everywhere.
Right. Don't put all of your money. Oh, yeah, you don't want to. You don't buy all of the Tesla stock that you can afford.
Right.
You just buy a little bit of all this. I bought a little bit of a bunch of stocks that I like.
So what's an example of a stock that you purchased that you
I bought Tesla, Starbucks, Home Depot, Nike, stuff like that. Stuff that I serve, places that I go to.
North Face, REI.
I don't know if I did either of those, but things like that, products that I wear and use, and stores that I shop at, and all of them made money. I think that's another thing. You kind of just want to have money in the market because it's either all going up or all going down. But it tends to, if you leave it in there long enough, it tends to go up.
If you just splash it around, it's like playing roulette. If you put money on all 36 numbers, it's going to hit.
Yeah.
You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But ideally, you're spreading it around so thin that...
The only money I lost was in IAC.
The company you used to work for.
Yeah.
Didn't you also invest in Alibaba, which is some Chinese Amazon?
Oh, yeah, I did invest in Alibaba. I probably lost money there, too, actually.
All right. Here's 2 good tips and 1 bad one for me. 1, like you said, diversify, splash your money around. 2, there's something called robo-investing now. Wealthfront, Betterment.
Yeah.
Charles Schwab as a robo-investor.
That's what we have our money in.
Yeah, you sort of, I trust computers more than humans. So they're like the computer programs written by smart humans to invest your money in a specific way. You just give it all to that, and then the computer does the rest. Mm-hmm. They should be a podcast sponsor. I feel like that would be a good podcast sponsor.
That's true.
And then here's one bad bit of advice. Invest in stocks that are at $100 right now, because it'll be very easy to quantify your gains and losses.
Oh, that is bad advice.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I remember I bought all these stocks at 100. This one's at 85.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
this one's at not 106.
You don't have to do the math in your head. The sites
like
that you invest,
math.
like Schwab tells me how much money I made and lost and how much I bought it at.
How about this one a house? How about this one a truck? How about this one a mall?
I bought this. I think he said I bought this one a purse. I bought this one a truck. I bought this one a car. I bought this one a mall.
I feel bad for the girl that just got a purse.
Yeah. Hey, Drake, did you? I love my Hermes bag. Let me just start off by saying that. Did you buy somebody a Westfield shopping center in Toronto?
Yeah, that's where I got your purse. From
You
her
asshole.
mall. You bought. I'll take the truck. I mean, fuck. What was that?
You bought one person a Cadillac Escalade and the other person a Prius C.
And then another girl, an 81 store shopping center, complete with hot dog on a stick.
And then somebody else got a polo bag for $88.
I feel like he's playing favorites. Drake is clearly playing favorites. But he has lots of friends, and he's got a lot of enemies. Mm-hmm. Got a lot of enemies.
Mm-hmm. Every time he sees them, though, there's something wrong with their memory.
Why is that?
I don't know. They're just trying to take it away from a Drake.
We don't believe it out. All right. Let's take a break and come back with some less, how would you say that type of question was?
Practical.
Yeah, less practical question.
Maybe people are interested in that type of thing.
That's true. We like to switch it up. Just like our portfolio, you have to diversify.
Indeed.
Thank you to BollAndBranch for sponsoring this episode as well.
Gracias and de nada.
BollAndBranch, BollAndBranch. What are we talking about here? Only the most comfortable bedding in the world.
Solid sheets. But not solid. Soft.
Nice. Long tagline.
Yep.
A little bit.
Solid sheets.
Not solid. Soft. Not just soft. We're talking about high luxury bedding. The bedding that would cost you thousands of dollars for a fraction of the price. And we can give you an even better deal if you use our coupon code IFWEREYOU. They sent us these sheets. It's kind of a game changer. It makes you feel like a little bit of a fancy...
I am sleeping on the sheets right now. You feel like a fancy dandy. I feel like a king.
I'm a prince. I feel like a king.
I feel like King Tutankhamun. Mm-hmm. I really, truly do. And you know what? It's not just the sheets wrapping up my body. Where it really counts for me is my face against the pillows.
Oh,
those pillow sheets are real soft.
We talk a lot about Matt Damon on the show. I guarantee Matt Damon has high luxury sheets. I can't speak to the specific brand he uses.
But he didn't get them at Target, folks.
Yeah.
He didn't do that.
Upgrade your life just a little bit and start in a place that you spend a third of it. So, BollAndBranch, high luxury sheets, they're so confident that you'll love them that you can try them risk-free for 30 nights. And like we said before, it gets better. They'll give you $50 off a set of sheets plus free shipping if you go to BollAndBranch. Again, that's BOLL and branch.com and use our promo code IFWEREYOU.
It's no brainer.
So if you're thinking about upgrading your sheet game, whether you just moved into a new house like us and got a new bed,
or you really should. If you bring somebody home, you better have some nice sheets.
Yeah, I feel like sheets get crusty. Mm-hmm. Oh, they get crusty
Especially
pretty quickly.
You drool pretty bad.
I'm a drooler.
You're a drooler.
I'm a ruler.
And a jeweler.
I'm a jeweler. I'm going into the jewelry business, and I deserve to sleep on high luxury sheets, and they deserve to be from BollAndBranch.com. Seriously, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on awesome bedding. They're marking it up in the store. BollAndBranch doesn't have a store, so you're not paying for somebody's rent. You're just paying for the operational purposes of a website.
I'm all about valor recently.
Oh, really?
Valor, honor. I just want to live my life with
with what?
With a sense of valor.
Okay.
And I think To that end, I deserve to be sleeping on high luxury
Sheets.
high luxury sheets
And
supreme bedding
And do you
for a
want-
supreme being.
And how do you buy those sheets without spending a lot of money? One last time, that website is BollAndBranch.com. Use our promo code if I were you, $50 off and free shipping.
If you care about valor, get the sheets.
Great way to support the show. Support our sponsors. Make yourself a better human. Let's also say thank you to another sponsor.
Whom?
Who are we to stand here and not thank BlueApron.com?
Especially since they paid us to do it.
Absolutely. Actually, this one is free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love that. That works for me.
BlueApron.com. What do they do? How does it work? I'll tell you. For just $9.99 a meal, they'll send you the ingredients in the exact right proportions with simple recipe instructions right to your door.
Wow.
I did this. Another example of an ad that a product that I used before we even had a podcast. Let me tell you, if you live with someone like a lover or a friend or a lover friend, this is a fun way to spend a night. They tell you what to make. They give you the exact
You're talking about your lover?
Yeah, I'm talking about my lover. They basically...
She tells me what to do.
And she tells it like it is. It's just an easy way to cook. I didn't know how to cook shit.
Right. They send you everything you need in the exact amounts.
Yeah.
Like down to just, you don't need a teaspoon because they send you a teaspoon
Of that ingredient.
whatever it is.
You can
whatever
make-
spice.
And the meals are pretty awesome. They sent us meals before, and we made some short rib burgers on pretzel buns, kung pao chicken tacos. They have meat stuff. They have veggie stuff. Check them out. It's a fun way to get into the cooking game. It's hard to start
Entry
from
level.
scratch.
Yeah.
I was the kind of guy where I was just like, I will order out every meal. And then one day I was like, all right, I'll buy food. And then I get to the supermarket and I buy a quart of olive oil, frozen chicken breast, and a question mark. It's not easy. So Blue Apron, it's like half learning how to cook and half just a fun time to make your own food. And it's pretty inexpensive, $9.99 for a dinner.
It's definitely less money than you spend going out.
The meals are 500 to 700 calories per serving, though you'd never guess it with how delicious they are. They are idiot-proof. We can attest to that. We are idiots, and we made the food, and it looked good. So how can we make you a deal? I know you guys are always looking for deals.
You cheap little shifty-eyed.
Chill with that. BlueApron.com/ifIwereYou, and you get 2 meals for free.
What?
How'd you like 2 free meals?
What are you living in a soup kitchen?
That's quite enough.
right.
BlueApron.com/ifIwereYou. At the very least, check them out. You're curious. I can tell you're kind of on the
You're a
fence.
little
You're
bi-curious
confused.
right
You're a
now.
little interested. It would help us out just to check them out. That's BlueApron.com/ifIwereYou, just like the name of the show that we're about to get back to. Thanks again to Blue Apron. I ate a dove.
When?
It must have been while you were in Iceland.
You ate a dove?
6 days ago.
What restaurant serves doves?
No restaurant.
Where did you cook it?
At home. I boiled the dove.
How did you capture the dove?
I purchased it on Craigslist.
Was it a live dove?
It was a live dove.
And then how did you murder it when it got to the house?
I strangled the dove, and then I put it into a pot of boiling water.
You strangled it.
I strangled the
In
dove.
front of the person you bought it from on
I
Craigslist.
said, I own this now.
You gave them $75. They said, all right, take good care of it. Like, I don't have to take care of it. They said,
guess-
excuse me? You said, there's been money exchanged. I own the dove.
There's a bird in my hand, and it's going to be worth 2 very quickly, I assure you. I posted some Matt Damon stuff on our Facebook page, and people left some pretty funny comments in addition to the ones I posted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So here's a few from our Facebook fan page, facebook.com/Jake and Amir, if you're interested. Do you think Matt Damon ever presses a button to cross the street, then looks at his phone for too long, misses his turn to walk for a couple seconds, then ends up having to half jog across the street because he doesn't want to piss off traffic? That one's from Kylar.
That's really good. I don't think he's ever done that, though.
This one was one of my favorites. Warren writes, when Matt Damon opens a newspaper, does he ever open it a little too far so that it folds towards you? And nothing is ruined, but it just adds a slight inconvenience for the correct way when you're done with the paper.
Oh. Yeah, I feel like Matt Damon has really tight folds.
Yeah, like that like you can like cut like very nice crease, folds that page in half, maybe does the
Oh yeah, I could picture him just like effortlessly making it sort of into a third.
Oh yeah,
he can hold it with one hand, sip a coffee.
Oh, yeah,
and then like when it's time to turn the page, he like knows exactly how to get like story continued on D3.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to put pieces of the paper down on the ground.
Oh, you think he could do a one-handed flip to D3?
I don't think he does a one hand. I think he puts the coffee down, unfolds, folds it, tucks. Back to the coffee.
Yeah, and then like he'll keep maybe article that he likes in his back pocket.
Oh, that's cool. Sometimes he just has way too many articles that he likes in his back pocket.
There's
Spilling
newspaper
over, yeah.
ink all over his pants.
No,
He's
that
wearing
never happens.
white khakis. Has Matt Damon, Ben writes, has Matt Damon ever been hanging a picture and then he thinks it's level, but when he steps back and he looks at it, it's crooked, and he has to keep adjusting and stepping back to look at it, and he can't get it quite straight ever?
No.
Of course he has a level.
Yeah, he nails it.
Do you think Matt Damon has ever done the stair thing when he thinks there's another step but there isn't, and then he stood at the foot of the stairs feeling confused and disoriented? Says Callie.
Yeah, and then he's walking with someone. He has to smile and say to them, "I thought there was another stair there." And then he stutters just like I just did. I thought there was another stair there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of funny ones. Do you think Matt Damon has ever? Do you think Matt Damon has ever walked into a room, forgot he was looking for, and then just had to leave the room?
Yeah, and even like he stands there for a second too long. He's like, "No, I'll think of it. Fuck it, no, I can't."
The one I thought of was, has he ever put his arm through the wrong sleeve of a jacket and then like reached for the other arm, but it's not there?
Oh yeah,
I don't think Damon's ever done that.
I don't think he's ever done that. Do you think he's ever like met up with somebody who's wearing a jacket and they have to like untuck the collar from his
him?
neck, like he
like he put it on in a haste?
Yeah, and it's sort of like the collar is just like tucked under into his shoulder.
Yeah, or maybe one of his collar at his shirt, one of his collars buttoned and the other one isn't. So his wife has to like fix that for him.
We got a lot of tweets and posts about him having a ponytail.
Yeah, that was a big deal. We were hot on Damon before that hot Damon news came out.
Yeah,
of course he can pull off the ponytail.
Yeah, he's kind of the one guy that can do it. I like that he didn't try to do like if he was doing the man bun thing, I think everybody would have no respect. Like at least if he's gonna do it, he's committed. It's a pony.
Yeah,
it's not a man bun.
He's not trying to catch on to a trend.
No.
He's like, this is a classic look,
and of course it's for a role. You have to know it's for a role.
He's never had long hair like that though, right?
No, I don't think so.
Like Tom Cruise, I can imagine having longer hair. Brad Pitt has had long hair, but Damon with long hair. I'll watch that movie.
Yeah,
there's a Matt Damon movie coming out where he's like stuck on Mars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not Interstellar?
No. Is Interstellar about someone being stuck on Mars?
He's not on Mars, but he's stuck on another planet in Interstellar. You ever saw Interstellar? Oh my God. Great Matt Damon cameo.
Whoa, he's in Interstellar?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now you want to watch it, don't you?
I'm definitely going to see that scene. All right. Anything we have to promote? Our show in Montreal, which I think is sold out, but I think you can get in with a pass.
Buy a festival pass because then you can see every show, not just our show. And there's a lot of like Chappelle is going to be there, so it's worth getting a pass.
Not David, but yeah. Roger Chappelle,
his unrelated twin brother.
So he is related.
Yeah, I guess he is.
And then we're also hosting 2 stand-up shows. So if you like stand-up comedy, we're going to be hosting 2 shows.
So now that pass is looking mighty worth it. You come to like 3 of our shows.
Right. It's called JFLOL, and that's 2 on Thursday, 2 on Friday, and then we have that podcast on Saturday.
Wait, we're hosting 2 and 2?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Last time I said that, you were also taken aback. Like, you're not processing that information
I'm really
into
not.
your long-term memory. This is a memento.
I don't want to do that.
I think it's the 23rd, 24th, and 25th are the 3 days for doing shows. I'm sorry. They're bringing us to Montreal to host comedy shows.
Yeah. I just kind of wanted to do one show and then rage for 3 days.
Yeah.
Apartment 200.
Yeah. And we're also coming to Toronto in October.
Yeah.
There's a Just for Laughs there now.
Is that one sold out?
I think the show itself is sold out, but again, you can get in with a festival pass. So check us out. Check us out. I am starting to feel like because the dove is not sitting well in
Right. You ate the beak.
Yeah, I only ate the beak.
The dove didn't have to die.
It was such a peaceful bird. One last question. This one's a classic relationship question.
Love it.
Got a name for this dude?
Dave.
You know what I'm realizing? Sometimes we give people names, but it never comes up.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like we don't have to.
But it's like, it's good like when we're giving advice, you could say like, all right, listen here, Dave.
Right. But I don't even know if we do that.
We don't.
Hey guys, big fan. My name is Dave. My
Came up there.
no, I forced it in.
Oh, nice.
My girlfriend of 2 years and I are both seniors in high school and will move to college in 2 months. We both know better than to try long distance, so we're living with our own mortality. Although suddenly we've hit a roadblock. I assumed we would date until the end of summer, then go our separate ways, but she said that would be too painful. Instead, she would rather break up today. I really don't want to do this because then my summer will be ruined. I want to spend it with her. Is there a compromise here? Like, what should we do? I also suggested doing another month, but she said she can't handle knowing when our last time together will be. This is one of the hardest things I've ever gone through through being a white male grown up in the suburbs, and it would be amazing to get your guys' advice. Good luck on the TV show and such. Thanks, Dave.
Appreciate it, Dave. I think your girlfriend doesn't want to be with you anymore. That much is clear.
It'll be too hard for me to break up with you in the end of August.
Right. It's going to be the worst. Come here and give me one last hug.
I don't want to know that I'm ever going to give you a last hug. Let's just assume we remembered what the last hug was. That way I don't have to give you a final hug.
Sure.
It just sort of
I
falls
love
away
you,
from
baby.
there. And I loved you.
Yeah, she's done.
If you're thinking so rationally about the breakup, you can't schedule a breakup. Like, that's not how it works.
Right.
Like, if they were actually so into each other, they would do the dumb thing of staying together long distance. They seem to, I think it's logical and smart to not want to do that.
Right.
Experience college. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. You don't
Totally.
have to, you're not tethered to anybody emotionally or physically.
Agreed.
And then there's like this weird gray period where it's like, so should we break up now? Should we break up at the end of the summer? It's all, the relationship is over.
Yeah, but like if you like each other, you would just kind of keep on dating until you were leaving, and then like that's when you break up.
It's so sad and funny that he's like, how about a compromise? July 28th. That'll give me some time with you.
It will be too painful. She's being so polite.
It'll be too painful to break up with you later. Let's do it now.
My summer's going to be ruined.
Because
I
I
think
wanna
she's
be with
thinking
you.
her summer's going to be ruined if you stay together.
Because according to her summer is going to be awesome.
Yeah. I think you should embrace being single for the summer.
Yeah.
Chill with your boys.
You got to look at the positive of the situation. I mean, it is sucky to be broken up with. I think she's trying to do it in like a very polite way, which is like, oh, maybe we shouldn't. I think it was her idea not to stay together through college.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, we might as well break up now, which is kind of true. Like why
it's
put
true.
a
If you
date?
are going to break up, then break up. There's
Right.
there's no reason to be in a relationship that's going to be like stunted and like you can't progress it that much.
And then there's
because
just this
gonna
weird thing looming.
Yeah.
It's like the Sunday
And then no
of
one's
your
taking the relationship that seriously anyway. It's like, hey, baby, let's see each other today. Like, I guess I'll do that, but like, why does it matter?
Right.
Because we're breaking up.
Like if you're married or something and you find out your wife or husband is going to die. Break up.
Jesus. No, that's a little different.
Why? Like, just leave her.
Oh, you're a bad person. Because in your scenario, you're the one that's going to live, right?
Of course.
I'm going to live forever.
I had the fucking dove. I'm immortal today.
That's why you ate the dove.
Absolutely. I'm a peaceful, immortal soul right now.
There's what was I going to say about it too? I can't remember.
Was it a song that it reminded you of?
I think it was more like about if you are in a relationship that's ending. I'll never know. I'll never know.
And that's the sad, beautiful truth. Well, this could sort of be taken into any context where it's like, if I have decided to break up with someone, there's no reason to do it later. Even though it's come up before, I'm like, sometimes it's worth
this is what I was going to say, and it's related to that. It's also like you guys theoretically had a good relationship all through senior year, and you don't want to deal with like this painful 2-month breakup that's going to lead into college, because that's going to sort of color the relationship in a bad way. You might as well be like, we had a good run, let's go out on a high note, we're broken up now.
Yeah.
And then like not deal with the pain of growing apart for 2 months.
Saying goodbye.
Right.
Yeah. So you should want to break up too. Mm-hmm. I don't want people to think that I've flip-flopped on my position of breaking up after that girl's exams. I know that was a very hotly debated issue.
It very much was.
I do sometimes think it is worth delaying a little bit. In general, get it over with, get it done, make sure that it's happening immediately once you've decided to break up with somebody.
Right.
All right. Any last notes for this guy before, let's say you die before next episode?
Then I'd say, stay strong. You're the man. To my family, I love you all very much. Split up my estate evenly amongst you all.
Oh, so your dad and your mom and then all your siblings get the same?
Equal.
We should end every episode with our living will and testament, just in case it's the last verbal recording of ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd like to leave all of my money to one relative to be determined with a wheel.
What?
I want a lawyer to spin a wheel.
That's so fucking
Turn it
cool.
into a game of sorts.
You have to specify like relative in like your immediate like family, or is there like a second or third cousin that might be end up on the? They should be on the wheel, but in a very very small.
Oh,
slit.
Oh,
so that like you're.
How about okay? So this is what I'll do. I'll do roulette. It's kind of like the NBA lottery. This is what I'll do. I'll do the NBA lottery, ping pong balls with a 4-digit combination.
All right.
Some people have 25% of the permutation. Some people have 10%, 5, all the way down to 1.5. 1.5 is a random fan that I'll choose at the end of this podcast.
That's fun.
Yeah. And then they'll get in a room and the balls will like spin off and it'll come down 2, 9, 4, 6. And then you'll look, okay, who has that code?
Who has that permutation?
Exactly. And then it'll be like, oh, my mom, oh, my daddy, oh, my brother, oh, my other brother. And then I'll be like, cousin, niece, sister-in-law,
We all
sister-in-law.
get it. We don't have to.
Down to friend. Maybe you could be on there.
I'd like that.
I'll take the smallest sliver, but I really want a piece of
It'd be
that
such a sad moment, but like everybody sort of wants to be chosen.
Right.
You know? Everyone's like, it's still a fucking game.
I
It's so fun.
want to turn it into a game. I want that to happen at the funeral.
Right.
Cool. So let that be known. If you have your own questions, please email us to iwereyoushow@gmail.com. If you have your own theme song submission, we start and end every episode with with a recorded theme song made by one of our fans. That opening one was by Russ Wolf, and this closing one is by a 14-year-old named Vincent in Austria.
Cool.
Imagine that. Which I think is, I'm describing Beethoven after he recorded his first symphony. We also want thumbnail submissions, so send those to Facebook art for us, iwereyoushow@gmail.com for everything. Thanks to everybody who's listened to this. We'll be back next week.
If I were you, the podcast show, get your advice from Jake and Amir. They're unaware, lifelong bros. And the guys called Jake and Amir. Love, cheese, Tinder talk, all that is covered on the podcast. So get an email out to them. If I were you, at gmail.com.
Right.